There it is.
That's what's up.
Cool. Floor Seats, episode 1. I go by the name of Tax. I got my man to my far right, Byron the Poet.
Hey, what up, y'all?
I got my man over to the other far right, Zan.
A little adjacent.
A little adjacent. It don't matter.
It's all right. Who cares? Semantics. Yo, what to do, everybody?
With the lean.
Yo, we back. Yo, we back.
Zanzavelli.
Zanzavelli.
We back.
I actually like that one. Zanzavelli.
Yeah. It's
that
like,
actually flows.
Sounds like some pasta.
nah,
I don't do Italian like that.
It's
man.
like Zanza and Tupac. Like Zanza and like Machiavelli.
It's Zanya.
Yeah, Machiavelli. Yeah, I believe that.
Zan.
If you got the Ross saying it though,
yeah,
then I'm with it.
Zanzavelli.
He puts the Machiavelli on the Zanzavelli.
How's everybody week's been, yo? How's everybody doing?
Yo, it has been a week.
Like, you mean
like a week
physically, or
like,
week like?
So think about it like this, right? Like, it's funny, man. I was talking to shout out to our producer, Lisa, by the way, for producing our first episode. First of many to come.
Shout out to Lisa.
Yo, for sure.
Facts.
Yeah.
Y'all may be thrown off by our actual faces and seeing them.
Well, you'll probably, when we're like filming actually on like broadcast television, and they always pan over to the producer that's behind the camera and they wave, like that'll be Lisa one day. But like, yo, it's been one of those weeks where it's just like shit's heavy, man, and I just realized how divided and divisive environments are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in many ways, right? And it's all about power and leverage. You know what I mean? And the games that people play on the minds of people to gain that power and leverage to satisfy their own egos. When you are aware of the games, that shit can be daunting, because then now that you're aware of the games, you got to play the game.
Yeah.
It's no longer just showing up. You know what I mean? And that's when the work isn't fun anymore.
Nah, I feel you on that. I mean,
you know
what I mean? Like, we deal with that, but like,
what?
What was that?
What? I know, right?
As a negus?
as a young negus.
As a young negus.
You know what I mean? We deal with that stuff from time to time, but you know what I mean? It's just...
Hey, negus is Swahili for king, by the way. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Cause I seen the YouTube video where the kid had that in the spelling bee and he was nervous. He was like, what?
Yeah,
he was like, "What? What we spelling?"
Sweating bullets, yo.
He was like,
He looked at his teacher. He
looked around to see if it was okay.
Before he said he's the
like,
end.
He's like, can I say that?
I don't know. He gotta look like somebody had it out for him. Like, who's trying to kill my chances of winning the spelling bee real quick?
Did he ask the person to repeat the word?
Yeah.
He did.
And he asked him to use it in a sentence.
He did, yeah. And I hate that. I feel like the sentences always makes it harder.
No, that kid was smart. He was smart.
He wanted to see
he
if
said,
he was going to get it
he's going. He said, I want to see if this dude's racist. Let me see.
Well, I thought you said, yo, he's like, what's up, my niggas? That's the sentence? Go ahead. Imagine if that was the sentence.
He was doing a temperature check. He was like, look, if this word is bad and this judge says it, he's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Not me.
Not me.
Whether I spell it right or wrong, it doesn't matter.
That kid got a bright future, let me tell you.
Yeah, man.
But nah.
He knows how to play the game.
He does. He totally knows how to play the game.
Nah, I mean, like, without drawing too much on it, like, yeah, I mean, it's something that we, negus is to deal with and stuff like that. But I mean, you gotta
how did he say it when he finally spelled it? He was like, after he said, because you got to spell the word and then you got to say it.
You gotta say it, spell it, and then say it.
Yeah. So what did he say?
He was like, negus. He's like NEGUS. Negus.
Dude wiped his brow. I could have sworn. I think he fixed his shirt. He got ready.
He's like, I hope it's okay to say this.
Somebody ain't setting me up right now, are they?
I told you. Somebody was out to get him.
But yeah, to your point though, like, it's just knowing how to play the game, like you were saying. Like, of course, like, there's places where a little bit more celebrated than others, but just being aware of like, all right, I'm here for this reason. Let me go in with the right expectations, and then from there move to somewhere where I feel like I'd be more celebrated, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, on the floor, the seats, courtside.
You feel me?
Bet.
What about you, my man Zan?
Yo. No, man. No, it's been a pretty good week. I don't got not much to complain about. I mean, yeah. And honestly, it's been a solid week. Nothing crazy. Nothing. I can say I'm content. Content how this week's been going. That's the first.
Lou got some cheeks.
If I got cheeks and I'm just content, that's word.
He's like, he's like, actually, I'm in a quite fond place now.
Indubitably.
I've
like,
had a terrific week.
He's like, I had gotten an epiphany.
My apprehension has left.
He's like, I had no idea the grass was so green.
As they say.
He's like, what hue of green is this?
Oh my God, the shade.
He's got a monocle in his jacket pocket. Head ass.
Low key,
Fucking
I kind of
pocket
do want
watch.
one. I kind of do want a monocle. Just for
Fucking
certain
pocket
occasions.
watch and shit. He got 2 watches. One on his wrist and a pocket watch just to flip that joint out.
The one on his wrist don't even tell the time.
Exactly. It's the pocket watch that he look at.
He has the one on his wrist and still pulls out the pocket watch.
I believe
I
it
was-
is.
You hear the way he
trying to
laughs
tell
too? He's
me?
like,
Nah, that laugh. Nah, I nah.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Nah, my credit score
It is
ain't high enough for me to
9:20.
laugh like that. B.
Mine went
I
up.
can't afford to laugh like that.
Mine went
I'll
up.
be
I ain't
real
gonna
with
hold you. Like, it's not where it should be, but like it went up, so I'm like kind of happy about that.
Oh, you
I
could
ain't
throw
gonna
some
hold
ha-has in there,
you.
dog.
A little bit, like a little
Throw them
bit.
in. You earned it. You earned it.
Like we're not like where we need to be, but like we on track. You
We
know?
on track. I
He
feel
called
you
the
on
creditor
that.
and he told him he was light skinned. That changed everything.
Like,
Nah,
oh,
actually, I ain't gonna hold you. I had to call Capital One today because I requested this card a month ago and still haven't received my card.
Mm-hmm.
So like they sent it to the wrong address the first time. I
Whack.
called. They was like, "Oh, you gotta wait 4 to 6 business days to get the next card." They sent it to the same wrong address, so I had to call and get gangster this time. I was like, "Yo." I was like, why are y'all sending my card to the wrong fucking address?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, expedite my shit, pussy. Like, and I was like, tell me the address you're going to send it to this time. Like, you keep sending it to apartment 2 and I'm saying 6. I'm like, yo, like, I get why people were like, yo, I only want somebody from America. Like, it's racist as hell, but sometimes, like, I do feel like maybe, like the communication isn't perfectly there. Like for me, I was like, all right, I just need somebody to understand me. I don't care where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
Please understand that 2 and 6 are not the same thing. That's all I ask. I was like, I spelled my address slowly, and I was like, apartment 6. I was
You
like,
think
please
he bleeds
repeat that.
monthly?
He did.
whoa, that was a little.
That
I
shit
wasn't
had me
ready for
heated.
that.
I was mad aggressive in Primark looking for this hoodie. Like, yo, I was like, and I need my shit expedited within a month.
Yo, question for you guys.
Yo,
Are turtlenecks coming back in style?
Yeah, you see me killing it?
when did they leave?
I thought they had left, but I keep seeing them around. I actually want a black turtleneck now.
Word?
Yeah, I'm about to get a white one.
Where do you get a black turtleneck from?
I got one from Primark. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, Primark has
Yeah.
the turtlenecks?
Yeah. I think I got a gray
There's like a
one
blue
from,
one,
like a year ago or
A
something.
blue.
Blue.
Gray, I thought I saw, and then like black.
State Avenue.
If you
Yeah.
feeling maroon, you
State
get that.
Nah,
too.
but like when it gets warm though, that turtleneck shit's dead.
Oh, for sure.
Oh no,
Your
yeah, it's
neck
going.
starts sweating.
Yeah, it's gonna go in the closet for a long time.
You put the turtle like
Yeah, unless you
roll
on
the
like
turtleneck down,
unless you on like
your neck
the
sweating.
boat party or something like that, because the ocean breeze you can bust it out now.
You can bust it out. I mean,
Like
even
at
then,
night you
though,
can bust out the turtleneck, but like
With
you
the
can't do that in the
loafers.
club or nothing like that. It has to be like outside.
But even with body, and once you get around body heat, like a lot too much body heat with a turtleneck on, you're just a hot pocket at that point. You just getting toasted.
That shit was not
Your
cute.
neck
Nah,
start
it's not
getting
fun.
thinner.
Your
Like,
neck starts sweating. It's
'cause
not
it is
when you feel your neck sweating under fabric. That's not a feeling you're used to. So you feel it. I'm telling you, feel it. I know what it's like. And you don't want to know what it's
You don't
like.
want to know.
You don't want to know what it's like. All right.
Nah, I went to Sky Zone yesterday, right?
You a big kid.
Yeah, hell yeah, fuck you. That shit
Damn.
was fun as hell. That was
I don't
mad
know
fun. You're not gonna condemn me for having
I don't
fun.
know why I thought a tag saying like, what's the commercials? They'd be like, I'm a big kid now, and I just
Yeah.
thought of this nigga saying like,
he
I'm
wears-
a big kid now.
Does he
I
wear
mean,
his hugs?
Yo,
is it Huggies? Is that?
Oh, wow.
Wow, man, damn. Hey, it's a
Everybody
big
gets
kid
one.
now. Hey, look at you, Tiger.
Zizza for 3, damn.
You're like, what brings you today, champ? When you walked in, this guy's on.
My man.
I dare anyone to hit me with champ.
That,
No one's calling
the
me
half court
champ.
miracle just hit the shot. Damn.
I don't know, dog.
3 points.
Hey man,
Oh.
that Sky's Zone representative said champ. I would have swing at him, but that's just me.
I'm like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. I'm a grown ass man. What I will say though, they played a lot of J. Cole there, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad at bouncing to J. Cole.
Hey, but Cole was on
Literally.
the radio pretty much like
Literally
all day, the day of the Grammys. He was like, they literally, on this radio station in particular, what is 100.7, right? Is that the hip hop station? Anyways,
I don't know.
they literally played Cole. It was a Cole marathon. I was kind of surprised that this area loved Cole so much.
You know why?
Yeah, they were playing mad Cole, and I was like, damn, like. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, he got some slaps, but I'm like, I didn't think the kids was going to, like, bounce to J. Cole like that. And I was like, all right, this shit ain't bad.
It could be.
Yeah.
He just turned 35. That could be what it is.
Cole is 35?
That makes sense.
He turned 35 just like this week.
That makes sense. All right.
And at the Grammys, I was going to say this for later, but a lot won.
Yeah, best rap song.
Rap song.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to 21 Savage and J. Cole for that.
Yeah. I mean, J. Cole definitely made that song, but a lot, I mean, it's the first record on the album too, which is interesting because it's the intro.
Yeah.
You know? But it also does make you listen to the rest of that album.
It does. It sets the tone.
It does.
I think that's what it definitely sets the tone to the album.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. It's a vibe too. I mean, and then there are some bangers on that joint, like 1.5. That's a good track. There's a track with Offset.
I ain't gonna hold you. I do gotta like re-listen to the album. There's a couple albums I have to actually listen to.
Yeah.
Like I listened to it, but then I have to listen to it again, and then like there's a couple recently that I gotta listen to again.
Yeah.
Or like actually listen to.
Through.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 21, I gotta give it a second listen.
Yeah. To be frank though, I think it's gonna be TDE's year this year. Yo, Reason got some heat for some cats' heads right now. You heard his new song with Kendrick?
Nah.
It's called Showstop.
Nah, I ain't hear that.
Nope,
yet.
I haven't peeped.
By the time this drops, I will have though.
Yeah. It's I think
probably fire.
Yeah. I think Reason is gonna have some new stuff that's gonna be fire. Absol's gonna have some new stuff that's gonna be fire this year. I think Schoolboy's supposed to be dropping an album in 2020.
Thank you. I could use some school.
Is Solo gonna drop his joint though?
Absol?
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. 2020.
Yo,
That's maybe the
mad
year.
people drop their album like second, third, fourth album, and Solo's has been like chilling.
Yeah, I mean, well, didn't he have like a disease or something like that?
So I forget what it was, but it's with his eyes. Like his eyesight was deteriorating.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if that's something that's been addressed or.
I don't know.
Yeah, it did come up that he's like kind of going blind.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm wondering if that plays a part in
his health,
his situation. Yeah.
Yeah, it might.
So, but I think TDE is gonna have an interesting year this year. Didn't J Rock drop in 2019? Or was it 2018?
18.
Okay.
It was 18.
It was was it after KOD?
It was after KOD.
Okay.
No, actually, it was before KOD.
I thought it was after.
I think it was before because it was the song
that Google decided for us
that has the J. Cole feature is on. Like I think that came out first before KOD. No, you're right. KOD did come out first.
Yeah, I remember KOD coming out first, and
You're
then Redemption after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, check this out.
All right.
What are you guys looking forward to in 2020 in the music?
Damn, yo, mad fun.
Yeah.
Dying over here. Fuck y'all.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry.
actually, let me even I'll do better than that. There we go.
Okay. Right.
Given what we have heard of what was coming out, say, because have you guys listened to Circles? Mac Miller's joint?
I didn't get a chance to listen to that.
Definitely
I actually have. It's a continuation of like some of the songs that you get towards the end of last album.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely. I think he was definitely heading towards an evolution.
Yep.
I mean, it's still very much influenced by Drake, in my opinion, but it also has a certain level of poetry to it that music hasn't had in a long time that I can appreciate, which that to me was probably the most exciting thing about that album is like the depth of the writing. The writing is actually really, really, really good on the album. And if he would have been able to bring that to life, I think that would have set the tone for a lot of the music that we might have heard in 2020. I mean, in 2019.
So, apparently the reason why it sounds so much like an extension of swimming is because it's supposed to be like swimming in circles.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it is supposed to be a continuation of swimming. So it's literally supposed to be swimming.
Continuation of swinging.
I'm about to start swinging in a minute. Keep swimming in circles, basically. That's what it's
You
supposed
in
to
that
be.
dark side click too, dog?
I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Keep me out of it. I don't need no parts. But yeah, apparently that was the reason why it's called like circles, because like swimming in circles.
Interesting.
Where do you get the N from? Is that gonna be the next album?
I mean,
N.
You think
you can't name an album in.
But I mean,
unless you like
the
Prince.
first, but the first album is swimming.
Yeah.
So is it swimming circles?
It could be swimming circles. Who cares? It's the same thing.
Okay.
You can swim circles or you can swim in circles.
No, but it's not the same.
Oh my God.
Cement.
Ladies and gentlemen, Byron.
Words with Byron.
It's time.
The first,
albeit short, has been meaningful.
Tune in next time for the next edition of Words with Byron.
But yeah, so music wise, I don't know. I'm keeping it very open. I'm just gonna see what happens.
Yeah. You looking forward to anybody dropping an album?
I'm not anticipating anything. I'm just like, all right. I'm anticipating.
Take it as it comes.
I'm anticipating what I'm dropping.
Something about tax. I knew it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm in Dungeons and Do-Rags.
Self-centered.
Speaking of,
that's it.
It's like speaking of hot drops.
Actually, yeah.
Speaking of the best rapper of this decade,
Dungeons and Do-Rags on the way.
Now we're on that topic. Who
and then if we get around to it, we might do another hotline. That's it.
Tax.
Yo, I ain't come here looking like Trap House Randy Savage for nothing.
Dylon,
like,
when Tax was to be referred as to Dylon. I'm
Did
like, wait,
you
what?
say Trap House Randy Savage?
You see me? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, would get to
I'm telling you, that's what they were saying at work. They was like, "Why you look like Randy
God.
Savage?" I'm like, "Why not?"
Trap House Randy Savage.
Oh, speaking of which,
What is that
random
like?
fact, right?
I don't know what that's like.
Yo,
what I do when I take the brick and then
suplex it. And you suplex the brick.
make sure the packaging's tight. You feel me?
Nah. So fun fact, really quick. I don't want us to get on a tangent. Yo, they have a new size of Slim Jim.
That angel dust.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Right,
Is it
they
like
have, it's
extra
called
large?
Savage size. It's like 3 times bigger than the normal biggest size of Slim Jim.
Interesting.
It has Randy
3
Savage on it, like it's in honor of him.
So
yeah,
it's
3
like
times.
It's like
this
a
big.
It's like this
length
big.
of girth. Pause, but length of girth.
Length. Yo, fam.
Am I
Pause.
not? Listen, somebody's listening right now. Had that question. I asked that question
Yo, like
for that.
Google
viewer.
works.
You're welcome.
But the picture
I'm
they
here
picked
you.
for him on there is fire. Though.
I'm
That's
here
a
for
fire, like, you know,
I mean,
picture of
I'm
Randy
just-
Wait,
Savage.
length?
too.
Yo, that's mad long, B. Like, how you? Where you
Yo,
putting
it's,
that?
It's like this long and it's husky.
No, you putting that in
Yo,
your
I would
pocket?
slide you.
Where you putting that?
Disrespect me.
Yo, where you putting that? You putting that in your pocket? You're gonna have a piece of meat hanging out of your pocket? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Where you putting that?
Oh,
Where
so
you putting that?
you doing this with him?
I'm just asking. I'm asking a question.
I mean,
and you're
look,
just not answering the question.
look, Tax been swinging.
Try to answer.
He's just been swinging
You want to answer for him? Where
Tax
you
will
putting?
let it swing.
Where's he putting that stick of meat?
in his back pocket.
That's
Yeah, all right.
that's just not appropriate.
Y'all ain't gonna do this.
You're not gonna walk around having that meat stick swing.
Nah, I
Oh,
did.
really,
I had it
really?
in my front pocket, and it was like coming. Like, you know what I
really?
mean?
That's
in your
awkward.
front pocket.
Man, I still can't.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know, bro. I don't
Yo,
know.
it's
still weird.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
is
it's
weird.
huge. Like, all right, yo.
I mean,
Yo, where's that? Yo,
are we talking about Randy
his
Savage
words.
or are we talking about the Slim Jim?
So
All
what-
right,
yo.
I'm just saying.
Why is he getting mad?
Yo.
He's saying the words. He's getting mad at us
exactly.
for his own word choice.
His
That's insane.
own word choice.
Yo, you see what happens when we come up with a new show? Now y'all brand new. All right,
I'm just saying.
keep that
Nah,
same
now that
energy.
we got
I mean,
camera.
Keep the
See,
same
now that
energy.
we got
Hey,
camera, they can
we didn't
see.
put the gun to his head. I'm
We
just
didn't.
saying.
Yo,
This man's like, how you? Why you making me say?
this man went from like, yo, is it length or is it girth? And now all of a sudden I'm getting teamed up.
Yo,
Like, that's
first of
cool.
all, I mean, you get
Everybody
mad.
gets-
Pull up a
everybody gets
dictionary.
one.
Look, you took a
Pull out
short
that
walk
dictionary.
off
What does
Steve
girth
Cliff,
mean?
dog. That's
Listen,
all I'm saying.
everybody gets one. It's all good. Everybody gets one.
I'm just asking, what does girth
What,
mean?
Byron
Pull out
for 3 now
dictionary,
too?
dog.
All
I'm
right.
just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. Answer them.
What y'all on a 6-0 run now?
Yo, so 50 Cent got his star on the Walk of Fame, and Eminem gave the address to LA.
Oh, word.
How y'all
I
feel
didn't
about
know
50
Em
Cent
gave the-
and now having a star?
I feel like he's accomplished a lot, especially outside of music.
You think so?
Yeah, even outside, I would say outside.
Especially
of
what he's
music.
working on too. Like
The man made porno.
I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah, he made a video of fucking 50 Cent's fucking Rick Ross's shorty.
Baby mom.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
There
he.
it is.
I thought you meant like
I
a legit porno.
I
like-
mean, that's porn, right?
It's
I
a
mean,
sex tape.
I
It's
mean-
a little...
What's a sex tape? What's the difference between him fucking a Bella Danger and 50 and Rick Ross's girl,
production quality.
baby mama?
Yeah, that production.
Production quality.
What you talking about?
A porno is like there's a storyline.
Here we go. Nah. Buckle in
Really,
for this
though?
one, folks.
There's
Like,
there's
all right,
a
you got
storyline.
You got to help me unpack this one. Dog.
Fam, like,
unpack
all right,
this one.
I
Since
don't.
we're down
I'm
this
keeping
path.
it. I don't watch
Word.
porn, but I did see that Killer Mike show where they were talking about making their own, right? So like about teaching people through like porn. So porn usually has like a plot.
And a
You know
Slim
what I'm
Jim.
saying? like
Sponsored
nobody
by Slim Jim.
like you don't cut on a porn and then somebody just getting rammed. Like no, there's a build up. Like
A girthy
there's
Slim
sexual
Jim.
tension. Like there's a whole story going on. You know what I mean? Like
Wait, did you just say girth built? What?
I said.
I'm not.
I didn't say that.
No, he said.
you hanging on to that word
No,
too hard.
No, we got the tapes. It's all right. We got
Yeah,
tapes.
we do.
We got the
We got
tapes.
the tapes. We'll,
I said
we'll
like
figure
you
this
know
out.
like there's build up, there's tension, like you know what I'm saying, like and with a sex tape it just happens. Like as soon as you cut it on, you know what I mean, you get like somebody looking into the camera, breaking character, and then whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like-
they don't even edit it down. Like the production quality is trash. Like
shaky phone at all, and then what they do, they just straight to upload.
like
no
like,
editing, nothing.
Let me put it like this, right? Remember Cloverfield?
Yeah.
Sex tapes are like Cloverfield.
Okay.
No, matter of fact, Paranormal Activity.
No, it's more like
Paranormal Activity.
It's more Blair Witch Project.
Well, I say paranormal because it was pretty much like a single shot for the most part.
But
like,
Blair
there
Witch
wasn't, like-
Project was too, and I mean it was
Okay.
like first person on the camera on your phone. Like they were probably shooting on a camera phone.
all right, so a little bit in between the both.
You know
But
what I
like,
mean?
you know, the production quality ain't there. I mean, it has a cult following and stuff like that. But like, I mean, that's how sex
All right,
tapes are. They're
so
not like crazy.
we could chalk it up to production.
Like
value.
Spike Lee ain't doing your sex tape. Like,
So how do you know that?
yo,
Have you reached out to
I
him?
mean-
Did you get it? Do you see what he thought? Like,
I mean-
you kind of just.
I mean,
selling
Snoop
yourself
Dogg.
short.
Snoop Dogg did it. Lil Jon did it. Would you
Snoop
call
Dogg
those
also
sex
did
tapes?
like Girls Gone Wild. Like,
I mean, Uncle Luke. All right, so Uncle Luke back in the '80s. Would you call those sex tapes, or is that porn?
I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't old enough then.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Uncle Luke, in that case, then, based on your definition, would have been making sex tapes.
Probably.
But the
Why
media
does
called it
my
porn.
problem matter hard, dude?
That's because they got a radical. you know why? Because
Oscillated. All right.
the
no, don't
terminology
mind me.
sex
Don't
tape
mind me.
wasn't really a thing until like early 2000s. You know what I mean? Like,
You think Ray J started?
first of all,
it
people couldn't even just record them having sex so easily.
So
you know
what
I'm
was
saying?
what was Ray J's tape then?
That was a sex tape.
Most definitely.
But the quality was definitely there. It wasn't R. Kelly. See, R. Kelly was a sex tape.
Are you
Ray
saying-
J was porn.
Nah,
No, it was a sex.
sex tape too.
He's
What?
like
but
he's
the
All right.
quality, but
Well,
if we're
okay.
going by his definition,
Yeah,
the
but there's
quality was there.
one major thing you're missing: the plot. What was the plot?
Was there lines? There was no script. There was nothing.
But the angles, they had the angles,
Oh,
right? If we're talking
oh,
about
man.
quality alone, the tension was there,
Okay.
right? You had a hip hop artist,
Why is this happening?
Yo, why are you?
Kim
Yo,
K, right? An influencer, right?
How did we get here?
yo, tweet Kim K and Asher me if
I
you
don't
really
know.
want.
let's head
It's like,
tweet
yo,
Kim K.
like,
Kim K, what do
Kim
you?
decided for us.
Is
Kim.
that porn or a sex tape? Anyway, so he got his star on the Walk of Fame, man. That's pretty cool.
There we go. So
Alright.
he, you know, Power is a thing. He's working on the BMF thing. He's done other stuff, and then like his music career alone, like his first album went diamond. Like,
That's true.
get my man his flowers. you
That's
know what I
true.
mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
I respect
Yeah, his
it.
acting career has soared. Like he's been in multiple movies. Like you
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
Power.
He works
Um,
hard though.
Yeah, he
But
was.
But it's
does.
interesting,
He
man. It's interesting how he's kept himself relevant though. Like to me, he's used a lot of tactics that brands actually even use today, right? Like by trolling people
Yeah.
to stay relevant. So he pushes off of another person's influence to make himself more relevant in that conversation or category, right? And that's to me the thing I think about when I think about 50 is like he actually is a pretty like solid marketer.
Yeah, no,
Like
of course.
he understands that people have a fascination with him, and in different ways, and he sort of pulls those levers to make himself interesting in those in their minds. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. Because there was actually a CNN interview he was on that I peeped.
Yeah.
And it was actually, he actually talked a little bit kind of how he transitioned from like, the hood street rapper into more of like, the businessman, and like kind of like in that transition, and kind of like he had to do that. He had to like distance himself from certain situations and just not implicate himself. Like even the way he talked about it, which I had to give 50 like props for. Like he was able to talk about certain things that like not your everyday person will even remotely even bring up on CNN. Yeah. But like he even like, he's like, oh, I'm not even go too much detail, put people's names out there. But he was just like talking about like these type of situations. When I realized I was in these type of situations, I realized like if I'm to be more of myself or like to further myself, like, this isn't it. Like, I gotta evolve, and to him to evolve, the businessman route was for him.
Yeah. Well, and becoming a screenwriter too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Before we get too deep, into we do got a lot of topics to unravel. Let's take a moment, for what was it, last Sunday, for Kobe Bryant and the rest of the many families that was in the helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Including of which his daughter as well. Yeah. Gigi.
That really sucks.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting week for America.
Yeah.
Kind of how like every day it's just, as you see in the news, I feel like the impact of like just the tragedy itself, for what it is to families and just for sports like the NBA. The man kind of put the, not America, kind of even the world a little bit on a pause when the news went out.
I think a lot of people were stuck. I know, at least for myself, I was having like brunch, and the waiter comes over to the table, and out of nowhere she's like, "Hey, you heard the news about Kobe Bryant?" And I was like, "What? Did he just like invest in something? Is he coming back to the league? Like, what's happening?" And she was like, "Nah, he just died in a helicopter crash." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, that's not news you can say all like nonchalantly,
You know what I mean? Like, she was Brazilian, so she was like mad aggressive with it too, because Brazilian women, they be like mad aggressive, right? And she was like, "He died in a helicopter crash." With the Brazilian accent, right? I can't do the Brazilian accent.
I can't either.
You know what I mean? It's different. It's interesting, but like, and I just kind of was like, "Whoa, like, what?" And then right after that, right after the Lakers and Phillies game, Lakers and 76ers game, it comes up.
Yep.
And it was just a moment where I was like stuck. I couldn't even like focus on like the conversations that were happening at the table, because I was just kind of like, this is weird, yo. Like, I watched this guy when he first got drafted in '96. You know what I mean?
Grew up, dude. I grew up. Me and the whole family. That was like the one thing we actually did, back in the day as a family, was actually when the Lakers came on. We would just get together around the TV and watch it. Like, obviously, we're from Boston, but then no, who cares? Like, everybody was like a Lakers fan like back then. And Shaq, Kobe, like they had Rick Fox. Like, it was just
Do you know he almost played for Charlotte?
Yeah, I heard about that.
He got traded during the draft to the Lakers.
That's crazy.
But he was drafted by the Hornets.
Yeah.
Imagine. History took history could take a whole different course.
I mean, that team would have still been lit too.
No, it would have been,
because Larry Johnson was still there.
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning was there.
Yeah.
Like, that squad was still been lit. And then Eddie Jones got traded to them.
Damn. You ever think even a quick tangent, just you ever think they look back like, damn, who should not have made that trade?
Oh yeah, they do that all the time with people.
Yeah.
Especially because like Kobe's contract, like, he wasn't going nowhere.
Nope.
Right.
Like, he was a franchise player.
Yeah.
Franchise tag. He's staying.
Yeah.
He's staying.
Real talk.
20 years.
You know what's crazy? Like, 20
but he
years
almost
in one
left
team?
them. He almost left the
He
Lakers.
almost. Yeah.
Around the time it was, they had to make a decision between re-signing Shaq for max money or re-signing Kobe, and they chose Kobe as the new face of the franchise. So it was interesting, right? Like, because that was definitely a pivotal moment both in his career and for the Lakers.
Yep.
Yeah, I think like Shaq was even talking about it, and like that was kind of hard to watch. Shaq talking about
the Bleacher Report video where they had all the team.
I actually
Shaq,
haven't seen
Rick
that.
Fox.
Yeah, it was on TNT. It was Shaq, Rick Fox, Dwayne Wade was there, Kenny, and like the other Charles. I think Charles Barkley was there, but they were in the Staples Center, like on court. Yeah, and like it's tough just hearing that from Shaq, because like they had a very public dispute about stuff.
Yeah.
But then like to hear that they like patched things up to an extent like was good, and like it's hard, like, because Shaq's talking about all the people he's lost recently, and then like you think about it, it's like like Kobe not only lost his life but his daughters, and then like some of her teammates and like their parents. Like there's children there, like one of the families lost both one of the children and both their parents.
Both parents, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just because like it was too foggy that day.
Yeah.
To fly the helicopter.
Yeah.
And they flew too low.
Yeah.
Like it's scary to think that like it's something that they've done so many other times they thought nothing of it, and then it's gone. They're gone in a flash.
Well, it's also interesting too, right? Like, it made me realize how important it is to be present, right? Like, present in every moment in your life. Because when you're present in every moment in your life, you make decisions differently. When you're not present in the moments in your life, you make decisions like you make decisions sometimes on autopilot.
Yeah, I actually thought that word in my head, autopilot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've realized that like it's extremely important to be intentional about the decisions, right? And that's what being present is, right? When you are more intentional about the decisions you make in the moment. And I find that in most cases, and maybe even the reason why America is like in shock about this situation is because this was one moment in real time that woke everybody up out of the autopilot. Like, it's crazy to think how much media, even the shit we're producing now, right? Like inundates people and sedates people. You know what I mean? Because we're like bombarded with it. It possesses us. We wear it like clothes, and because of that, we start to just basically become repetitive in our processes and our steps and the songs we listen to and the types of music we listen to, or the documents we write every day, or the conversations we have, or the meetings we set up, right? Like all of those things become just basically us going through the motions through this machine. And for me, that the thing that I guess that got me the most was like the fact that these things happen. Like we lost Nip, last year too, right? To some crazy stuff. And it's always these moments. It's the same thing with the family member, right? It takes a death in the family for everybody to get to be brought together, or it takes a baby being born for people to be brought together, right? Less so a baby being born than an actual death in the family. And for me, it's like, why does it have to be that way? And why do we live in a world that is the norm when there's so much happening around us? Literally, right? It's been 72 degrees a couple days in January.
Yeah.
Right? And we just chalk it up as another day. Oh, it's warm outside. But like, nah, that's a sign of the fucking world changing.
It's winter.
You know what I mean?
It's supposed to be winter.
Or like, like whole countries are being obliterated in the Middle East right now. And the population of a country that was like almost 6 million people is now like a couple 100,000 people just trying to hold down their country. You know what I mean? Like, and we're not having those, like, but that's being present, right? Like in those moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas just being on autopilot and looking at the next TikTok trend, right? That's just us going through the motions, being on autopilot. And I just kind of wonder, man, like, where are we heading as a people when we're no longer present? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think no. To your point, I agree with you, because what it was with when I watched Shaq's segment, the Bleacher Report. Excuse me. When I watched this segment of just like how he just expressed his feelings about when he heard about like Kobe's death.
Yeah.
And I think it was like, why, like when I watched the video too, like I was just looking at it and it was like number one. It came out like at the time I watched it, it came out at 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
And it was like already at 7 million views. And it was like number one trending on YouTube like the other day. And I think I was like, damn, why does this video have so much views? I mean, I was waiting for like Shaq's like response. So when I saw it, I instantly clicked it. And I was like, it was like the one moment where like you see like Shaquille O'Neal, like you don't see Shaq for Shaq.
Yeah.
Like you see him as for who he is. Like you see him as like a broken man. You see him as someone who he lost someone. Not only he lost someone, he lost people in his family. He was like sharing things that you wouldn't hear from him typically. Like I would not known any of like those things were happening in Shaq's life if it wasn't even through Kobe. And then you just see like someone who's vulnerable, someone who's like exposes themselves like and like the pain that they're in. And he said it himself, like he like I think if anything what you said is like even like a mirror image of what Shaq when he described it, when he heard about what happened, because he said surprisingly enough like the last time he got to talk to Kobe was during his last game. And then he was like, you're gonna drop 50, you know, like make sure you drop 50 points on your last game, like by yourself. But then then he dropped 60 instead, right? And I'm thinking like, damn, like you would think like Shaq and Kobe, the relationship he had, like that was the last time they spoke. And then he was just reflecting on it, and he was just like right in front of the camera just saying like why why wait then, why let all that time go by, like so much I should have said, so much that I still want to say and that I won't be able to. And then the man is just crying. And I think that like even maybe he was basically woken up, like you said, like he was brought like out of like a subconscious sleep, like when hearing the news, because then all these emotions that he had like about his relationship with Kobe and everything go on in his life just kind of came to the surface. And when seeing that, it kind of made everything that was going on like in the world, like in the news, just feel more real. Like excuse me, yeah, I just felt like it felt more real. Like it felt like like this really happened. Like we lost a figure, age 41, daughter age 13, along with like total was it like 7 people all in that plane. And like like people's lives were just changed forever in a single day. Like Kobe did not wake up thinking this would be his last day on Sunday, his last day on this earth. And I think that is what ultimately what Shaq was coming to, was like you really do gotta wake up. Like we gotta see, you gotta look at the world for what it is, and gotta figure out where is your place in the world. Like I think people need to focus on that.
Well, I can agree with you.
We also like just take people for granted, especially like
that's
celebrities.
True.
You know what I mean? Like even like someone like my family, like my immediate family, like I know they're gonna die one day, but in the back of my mind, I don't think it's ever gonna happen soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we look at these people like Kobe and like Shaq and like Michael Jordan, like as people that like as immortal because of the impact they had on us, but like we don't ever think they're gonna die.
Even though they're human.
We forget they're human after a certain point. Like yes, like Kobe is a human being just like us, but like the way like what he's accomplished, like the way he's portrayed, that kind of stuff is like, like the legend Kobe is what we look at, not the man himself, So then like when the man himself dies, it hits us because we're not looking at him like us. We're looking at him as something greater than us. So it's like it's always hard to take that kind of stuff in because of like the high regard we as people hold them into.
Well, it's kind of like to that point, man. I'm realizing that we often live in an emotional coma. You know what I mean? Where
my man Byron's on point with his like metaphors and analogies today.
Look, man,
Byron, let's go.
It's funny, man. I had some time to think.
Emotional coma.
No, but on some real shit though. Like it's actually been like a point of like meditation in many ways. Like how do you wake up and become more aware, but like not in a way too that opens yourself up too much? Because the other part too, right? The reason we walk in an emotional coma is because, the world hurts.
Yeah. It's painful.
You know what I mean? Like it actually does hurt. You see people in pain, like, and then the way that they deflect their pain or like show their pain is through translating that pain to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that pain comes in many forms, right? But that pain body is what we experience from most people, right? So it's easy to just walk in an emotional coma because that protects us from the experiences of others. But the way we heal is actually through experiencing others, right? Which is the double-edged sword. Like, you need love from another person. Like, you can't not have a connection with another person on this planet or you will die.
Yeah.
Right?
We're lonely-ass creatures.
Right.
Humans are lonely-ass creatures.
Or shit, if you don't know how to cook for yourself, you can't, you know what I mean?
I mean, there's that too.
You're going to die, right? Like, but I mean, that in its simplest form, but like.
That's what my man Kojima was talking about, building bridges and connecting people and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding.
We'll
get that. We'll definitely get to that.
Like my man.
It does speak truth to what's going on today.
You gotta cross the bridge to put water under the bridge.
Yo, man, I'm telling you, man. My man
Corell
listens to this episode.
To cross the bridge to put water under the bridge. You feel me? There's levels to it, man. That's my man Sam Bridges. Death Stranding. No, but like to refocus really quick, I do want to send condolences to Kobe's family, and all the families that were, affected by this tragedy.
For sure. For sure, man.
What a way to start the year, man. That's crazy.
It is. But hopefully it wakes people up, man. I mean, look, we gotta break from this emotional coma before robots replace us.
Plus, like, one thing I realized too is like, he's been in the NBA for 20 seasons. He's won 5 championships.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, man.
MJ numbers, bro.
Yeah, the same team.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
Through thick and thin, even at their prime, or at their wherever their lowest
LeBron
point.
ain't doing that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know what's funny though, right? You know what's funny though is like when you think about it, he also, if you were a basketball player, right? Would you want to play for any other franchise after that you've played for the Lakers? Fuck no.
Shaq
You're in LA, one of the most storied franchises ever.
Yeah, but
like you walk in that building, you see all the chips.
The Staples.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
LAX.
you see all of the chips.
So it also depends though, because like there's a lot of history you have to compete a bit against. You know what I mean?
But if you're a competitor, you won't live up to that.
If you are a competitor,
you know what I mean. If I'm a competitor, like
I'm all for it. But I could also go for like, you know what I mean? Like, let me go over to Miami and create history. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
AKA Shaq.
South Beach is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Look at D Wade, man, immortalized.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just
sometimes like it's not just like some people like yes the comfort of like and like the aspirations of being a part of a franchise like that and the organization, yes, but like me, I'm like, well, let me go over here and create that. You know what I mean? Like, let me go to Miami and create that real quick.
This tax want the check.
Listen, like it's tough to be like. Think of all the people.
General manager.
Think of all the great Lakers before Kobe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
I want my name in those headlines. You know what I mean? When they talking about James Worthy, they talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They talking about like Shaq.
Yeah,
you know
but,
what I mean?
Like, you want your jersey thrown
Magic
up.
Johnson.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
But even me, like when like in sports, like I never want to be on like the super busted teams. Like I'm like, nah, I want it to be competitive. You know what I mean? Like the Lakers are gonna get good. Like their organization is strong. The history is there. They're gonna get the capital they need to get the good players. Like me, like. I mean, I'm not a Boston fan, but like if I'm looking at it that way, like I want to be on the Boston side of the rivalry rather than the Lakers side.
I think it's the franchises that have good stories.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
But I like creating stories. You know?
I mean, but that's sometimes hard. Like the Cavaliers could have easily created a story.
Nobody care about no damn Cleveland.
I mean, What you mean? They want a chip.
Drew Carey, nigga.
I
Cleveland
know.
Rocks.
Yo, I legit. Why?
Sean-
Yo,
hey.
stop. Why? Yo, get out of my head, B.
Hey, Sean Kemp
Get
played.
out
Sean Kemp played for. Well, that was Fat Sean Kemp too.
Yeah, he also played for the
Rocks.
Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah, the Supersonics were lit. They coming back,
Speaking of Sonic,
They
movie
come
comes out
back.
Valentine's Day. Just
Yes,
want to
it
play that.
does.
I
About to see
know.
that, Joe.
and they
Talking
they
about-
See with your
revised.
girl. Don't see with
Did
your girl.
you,
don't
did you see
matter.
they revised the character?
Oh yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
Had to do my man better. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that was like a stunt?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It was a good. No, they tested it. I think it brought the media attention. Like you know,
Yeah.
bad
Everything they
publicity
needed.
is still publicity.
Yeah.
So it brought like everybody like, yo, look how bad this character's designed. Everybody just posting him, look how bad he looks. And then they're like, all right, we got the message. We're gonna redo him.
Mm-hmm.
They already had him redone.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's just like they're like, yo, we just
Like,
sent this.
my bad. Now everybody's paying attention now because they want to see Sonic look better.
That was that was the Sonic design. That was even
Sonic.
Sonic. That was Sonic.
I told you
Sonic.
when we talked about this before, right?
And
The
Knuckles.
Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter is one of the biggest troll accounts on Twitter
It is actually no,
Is it?
it is.
because it trolls itself. It makes fun of itself all the time.
Makes fun of itself. Sega could actually make fun of itself as a publisher is actually crazy.
Yeah, like that Sonic Twitter account makes fun of itself all the time. Like it's a huge troll.
Interesting.
So like that doesn't surprise me if they did that.
Huh.
But
I guess we
really quick in sports, who you guys got for the Super Bowl?
San
Mahomes.
Francisco. What do you mean? Jimmy G.
Damn, we're split. Now I gotta decide. You know what? I'm gonna side with my man Andy Reid. I'm going with the Chiefs.
What?
Andy Reid did a lot for the Eagles, bro.
Bruh, he ain't never bring y'all a
He
fucking
still
Super
ties
Bowl,
it. He always
though.
ties it
What are
back
you
to the
talking-
Eagles.
I
I'm
know.
tired of this.
But they
Yo,
never
he
won a
held us
Super
down.
Bowl.
You know why he ain't win us the Super Bowl? Terrell Owens, dog.
Nah, Terrell Owens was playing hurt.
T.O., you know.
He was playing hurt and had 200 yards in the game.
Nah, hear me out.
No, I mean
I'll
he had a $150. He had over $150. But like,
hear me
he
out.
had a $150
All right,
and
no,
two
no, no,
touchdowns.
no. Yes,
What are you
let's
talking
say-
about? Can't
hear
be
him
no.
out, hear him out, hear
It
him
can't
out.
be a because of
Let's
no.
hear him out
no,
and then
hear
clap
me
up his
out.
response.
That's
Hear me
okay,
out.
all right.
Hear me out.
There it is.
It's
There
not
it is. All right,
T.O.
all right.
the player. It's T.O.
I'm loading.
Go ahead.
I'm loading. That's all. I'm just.
Go
I'm
ahead.
ready. I'm ready to
It's
clap
not
you up.
T.O.
real
the
fast.
player. It's T.O. the mentality. That's the problem. Like him and McNabb were already beefing before, but then like T.O. started like getting his shit off, and then like everybody started getting their shit off. Like Freddie Mitchell, like the third string wide receiver, started being T.O. And I'm like, you need to stop that shit because like nobody knows who you are.
Nobody
I know
knows.
because I'm a fan. Like you are not T.O. Stick to being Freddie Mitchell in the lakes, in the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Like stop chasing waterfalls. All right. Like we lost because of the mentality. Like if everybody was just like, I'm gonna be me.
Freddie
because
Mitchell
that's
had a
what got
good
us
game
here.
in that
I'm
Super Bowl
gonna-
though.
No, he had a good game in the NFC Championship.
Oh right, he did.
Where
It
he
was
got
the
that
NFC
one good
Championship.
pass, and then my man came out with the fedora, was feeling himself. I'm like, yo, one good pass out of like 16, 17 games
Alright,
a
bet.
year. You need
Look,
to chill out.
All right,
So
so
it's not
here's
T.O.
your
the
message
player.
is
It's
stay in
T.O.
your
the
lane.
mentality.
here's how I'm about to clap you up. All right, so you had no running game in that Super Bowl, so the defense was keying in on your best receiver, who still had a great fucking game.
I think
Remember
we
that?
still had Deuce.
No, you had Deuce, but Deuce wasn't playing. Brian Westbrook was your.
Oh yeah,
not
Westbrook.
Brian, yeah,
No, it wasn't. Was
not
it?
Brian Westbrook, but what's his name? Westbrook was your running back, number
Yeah.
36, right? And basically, he was non-existent in the Super Bowl. Although he had done a lot for you throughout the playoffs, he was non-existent in the Super Bowl. They completely canned your running game. Donovan McNabb wasn't having a good passing game.
He wasn't fucking with T.O.
I mean, but that's the thing. You still got a tight end. You still got a slot receiver. And you still got your boy Freddie Mitchell, right? Who had a good NFC Championship game.
Oh, you lucky
And
you didn't
he's
bring the
not spreading.
soundboard.
He's not spreading the ball around.
Byron's going
right?
in on you. real
I'm
quick.
just saying, like and we can take it a step deeper too. And he's playing on the center the whole time, and they're blitzing you. And this isn't fast Donovan McNabb anymore.
You know what
this
the
is?
other-
This is too many cans of chunky soup.
No,
Donovan
no.
McNabb.
No.
You know what I mean?
Campbell's finest.
No.
You know what I mean? Like this ain't
No, because
nimble like
you
Donovan McNabb
you
right
remind
now.
me of
Meat
something,
and
right?
potatoes.
Right.
No,
Campbell's
you remind me of
chunky.
something, and that also plays into why like McNabb was a huge thing too, because McNabb, historically around playoff time would get injured, and then our backup quarterbacks got to take us to the championship game, like the NFC Championship.
Why
So
is
my
that?
man-
Why is that the
thing?
case for every
I don't know,
time
but I remember it was like
in the playoffs.
I remember it was like 3 years straight. He get injured like week 14, and then some like random backup quarterback got take us to the playoffs. Like that we already clinched. I'm like, yo,
Randy
McNabb.
McThrosin.
I'm like, yo, if you
gotta put in Randy McThrosin.
I'm like, yo, if you want to break, just say you want to break. Don't be faking like stop getting injured.
Get in here.
He's like, yo, I don't want to take the L's. I don't want to take the loss, the
yeah,
pressure of the loss.
Andy Reid was a great coach, man. It's just like circumstance. You feel me? Like,
yo, so Pat Mahomes is definitely one of my favorite players, but I will say this. They really don't so it's an interesting game because it's definitely going to be an offense, a high-powered offense versus a really strong defense, right? The San Francisco defense is definitely one of the top 10 in the league. And their pass defense is actually like one of the better in the leagues. Now, running should be interesting, but the Chiefs' running game hasn't really been strong all year. But, I mean, they got your boy Shady McCoy, another former Eagle.
yeah.
Perhaps, in the play. I fuck with Shady.
Yeah,
Shady was one of the illest. No, Shady one of the illest. Hands down. He old now. He washed up. But, like, he's one.
He washed.
You know what I mean?
But he about to get his ring.
He may. I don't know about that. I don't know about him getting a ring.
He about to get his ring. Andy Reid's getting his ring. What you talking about?
Hey, look, if we get Pat Mahomes from the Super Bowl last year, from the AFC Championship last year, nah, we ain't get no ring, bro.
Nah, like
I'm telling you, Mahomes, bro.
I mean, I like Mahomes. I like his poise.
He's gonna get his ring.
Nah,
I would have liked to see the Ravens in there, but he's gonna get his shit.
I don't know about that. I think Jimmy G and the San Francisco defense are gonna get this ring.
Oh no, bro.
I'm thinking.
Nah, you know what? Cap ain't having that. He's like, y'all ain't gonna drop me from the Niners and then try to get it. And I've been trying to fight back into the league, and then y'all gonna get a chip without me. He's like, nah. Jimmy G might get a broken kneecap before the game or something.
somebody from Oakland gonna shoot him in the knee, dog.
It might. Oops.
Hit them real quick with their car and then just drive off. Like, what happened?
I'm going with Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm taking Chiefs.
All right. We shall see.
By like 3.
Oh, we even doing numbers.
Close game.
It's gonna be a close
game.
So we're talking like.
What you think, Zan? What score? What's your final score? What's your final score first?
28-31.
Wow. So a little bit of a high scoring game.
Yeah, they'll get some shit off. Like the first couple quarters, they'll start shooting out a little bit. Like around second, third quarter, it's gonna be like and then like fourth quarter, they're gonna turn up.
Interesting. What do you think, Zane?
You know what? Not yet. I think it's gonna be by.
This shit goes into overtime.
Oh. If you.
Oh shit! And win by field goal.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
There's been a lot of that this year in the playoffs, so
yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
I think it's gonna happen.
But I don't know if it'll be overtime. But I would say it'll be by a field goal. Final score, maybe 24-27.
Wow.
Something like that. I feel like they might go tit for tat, and then it's gonna get like real.
Yeah, that fourth quarter is gonna make or break it, but I feel like it's gonna go into OT.
I'm saying 27-14.
Ooh, wait, 20 San Francisco?
Yeah. 27-14. And here's how it's gonna happen. The Chiefs are gonna go up really quickly. They're gonna hit in the first 2 quarters or first quarter, back-to-back touchdowns.
And you think they're gonna get shut down?
Oh, for sure.
For 36 minutes after that.
For sure.
Hell
no. The defensive adjustments. Because of the defensive adjustments.
Yo, this isn't a sport. This isn't a sports podcast.
Did you see the AFC Championship last year? How many points did they score last year?
Yo, fam, that was last year.
Do we need to recount this?
How many points?
Shall we look?
How many points
shall
they
we
scored
look this up? All I'm saying is they're playing a much better defense. Much better defense.
I'm saying they can make the adjustments, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The defense will adjust to their bullshit offense. So, like, they're gonna get some points really quick.
This is a little skewed.
All I'm saying.
My man, the OG Anderson Reed, is not having that.
He had it last year.
Fam.
Belichick served that nigga a dinner plate.
Where Belichick at now? On his couch, watching my man Anderson Reed.
Yo, you better relax. Just relax.
I'm telling you. He's tasted defeat already in the Super Bowl. He's not having it again.
My man Belichick cleaned his plate last year. All I'm saying is we may see the same thing.
Listen, him and Belichick are boys.
27-14.
You didn't know that? That's why they play each other all the time, like randomly.
All right,
like,
all right. 27-14.
I told you, it's like 28-31.
27.
28-31.
28-31.
Chiefs. Last thing, really quick. Super quick. I want to talk about this later, but Vic, 30 for 30, part 1 drops tonight.
It'll be interesting.
I want to see it.
Yeah, for sure. Vic, man.
Vic was a phenomenon.
Vic changed Virginia in many ways.
Vic changed the whole game of passing.
Yeah, he did. Well, no.
No,
you can't put that on Michael Vick, because before him, and a lot of these records still have not been broken. Actually, there are 2 quarterbacks to consider. Warren Moon.
Yeah.
A lot of his records still have not been broken. Randall Cunningham. A lot of his records still haven't been. Well, Randall Cunningham's records may be broken by Lamar Jackson, but most of his records have not.
So when I say he changed the game of passing, I'm maybe not for like the whole NFL, but like during that time, it's like he helped pave the way for, you know what I mean, our Cam Newtons, Lamar Jacksons, that kind of Russell Wilson's to an extent.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But I mean, like, Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, yeah, of course, solidified. I'm saying, though, like, when everybody thought the scramble QB was dead, my man, left-handed, came out.
Yo, I remember, man, watching him at Tech, yo. Because, you know, people in Virginia, because there's no, like, professional sports teams, you got to go up to D.C. to watch the Redskins play, or you got to go to Charlotte to watch the Panthers play, or you go up to Baltimore to watch the Ravens play. So because there's, like, an absence here in Virginia, like, everybody watches the NCAA games. And because of that, like, it's, like, professional football. Yeah, but it's crazy, though, because, like, it's a hotbed for, like, professional, like, athletes, too, right? Like, a lot of young talent comes from UVA, Tech.
Best believe.
Like, some people come from now Old Dominion, which is down in Norfolk, is becoming a popular school where you'll get, you know, Zach Pascal, who played for the Colts this year, wide receiver, when T.Y. Hilton went down. He came from Old Dominion. One of the defensive ends who I think did he play for the Chiefs or did he play for the Seahawks or was it the Giants? Anyways, but I know, like, he was like a stud down in at Old Dominion, like sack. I think he's probably the sack leader, sack king for the university. And then people like, like one of my good friends from like William and Mary is a cornerback in the league now. You know what I mean? Like he's been in the league for 3 seasons. There was a cat named Derek Cox who went to the league when I was there, that from William and Mary. But like it's a hotbed for sports. So when you go to games there, you peep like crazy
talent.
Shit. You peep talent. Like, and Vic was throwing up crazy numbers as, you know, like sophomore. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, obviously when he graduated, he became the phenom that he is. But like, like sophomore, he was like putting up 300-yard games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like 200 yards passing, 100 yards rushing.
Like, man, a quarterback with a running game, a quarterback that knows how to run. People weren't ready. I guess that's why I think he really did change the game. Yeah. Like Tax was saying, is because people are like, a quarterback that knows how to run just opens up like a plethora of just like possibilities that for sure. The defense has to worry about. The defense got to worry about a lot.
Oh, for sure. Because like if you commit to the pass, then if it breaks down, if your coverage is too tight, then the quarterback can just run the ball. And if the pass coverage breaks down and he shows run, then you can throw that shit over the top. You know, like it's, to your point, it's crazy, and especially if they got a gun for an arm.
Yeah,
and,
which they had.
Right, Pat Mahomes is that guy, which is why, to your point, I like him as a player. Like, I think he still has to develop that Mamba mentality, right? You know, but like he's that type of quarterback where he can beat you every down, because if you show blitz, I'm gonna throw it over the top. If you don't come after me and you give me space, I'm gonna get 15 yards on you.
Yeah,
easy. And I got some weapons at wide receiver and at tight end. And once and my tailbacks are decent. All 4 of them are hungry. You know what I mean? So it's like they got a squad. I think their defense is the thing that is with their hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really quick too. I don't want to stay on football too long, but
Yeah.
I want to send a rest in peace to Chris Dolman, man. Pro football player, played for the Vikings, Atlanta Falcons, and the 49ers. Big for me, especially because when I used to live in Pennsylvania, he was like a local person that you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so he went to York High.
Uh-huh.
I ended up going to York High, but I very well could have. But
Yeah.
Did Joey go to York High though?
Nah, he didn't either. Fun fact: it's actually the agent's uncle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
Now it makes sense why the agent is huge.
What?
Physically?
He's a big dude.
Yeah, no, okay. I had that. I mean, that's what I asked physically.
Look, you motherfuckers are
Yo, I'm just.
No, I didn't think that. No,
your qualifications for everything.
I'm just asking for details.
But,
like, what are you trying to say? What are you asking me right now? What are you saying?
Yeah, member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame since 2012. Man, that's when he joined in. He was inducted. So rest in peace, condolences to the family and everything like that.
Yeah, man. And shout out to the agent.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah,
it's been a rough week.
Yeah, condolences to his family. Losses, man. Losses.
I don't even know what we looking like for time, but you want to talk some gaming? Like I don't.
Yeah, man.
Oh no, we got. Wait.
We got lots and lots of time.
Oh no, for sure.
I don't want to say that and be wrong. Like,
no.
Well, actually, we gotta be out.
We got 37 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Let's talk some gaming real quick.
Let's talk some game facts. But actually, real quick.
No.
Real quick, I gotta say this. No, because you will be interested. I don't think you didn't peep the doc. So basically, today, Tekashi 6ix9ine has a podcast. It launched today.
What?
I'm not lying.
Is it called?
Is he still in jail or did he get out?
Yeah.
No, he's under witness protection.
Yeah, he's under witness protection.
Yeah, but why is? So I read that on the doc, right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So it's
I got questions.
But I mean, it's not like he's so it's hosted by Angie Martinez. Like
my question was why, but all right.
Why? I mean, it's almost like why not? Spotify is throwing bread behind this.
Oh my god!
Literally called infamous to Tekashi 6ix9ine story.
Oh, of course, he still has a record deal. By the way, you guys know that, right?
Yo, his podcast is gonna be like, all right, so boom, Bloods ran up in my shit, B, and then like that ass like I told on them.
Nah, I mean, look, if you seen the Griselda video that I'm telling you about, I can't find this joint, but I gotta find it. But if this video is real, Tekashi 6ix9ine, one came from the burbs, and is a pretty articulate dude.
He's articulate when he wants to be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's all I'm saying is don't be surprised if you get a Lil Jon. Y'all remember everybody thought Lil Jon was ignorant and shit? And then all of a sudden, he talks and he's like, well, Dave, you know what? I really think that the circumference of this chair does not fit me well.
Yeah, like I know Tekashi.
Then he plot is, hold on, I must take out my monocle. Yeah.
I know Tekashi is not.
Pulls out his handkerchief, does the little whip out.
I know.
You got to do that whip out first. That determines what type of nigga he is, though. He just a little, and then he cleans it. I'm like, oh nah.
If it snaps a little bit,
your credit score is a little too high for my taste.
You gotta have a little snap too, like.
I know.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
And
then he cleans the monocle.
To your point, I do think that 6ix9ine really is a great guy deep down inside. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's like actually.
Great guy.
I mean, he actually.
What if he's like Russ on the low?
Like to that point though, like.
like what if? I mean, real talk. Like
real
he just
talk.
What if he's like Russ?
Nah, Russ is a different person. Russ run down on niggas.
That's what I'm saying. So they probably like the inverse. So Russ is actually Tekashi 6ix9ine on the low, or who Tekashi 6ix9ine aspires to be.
The inside out version.
That's it. And Tekashi 6ix9ine is actually Russ.
So he's like Bizarro music. Russ.
Yeah, Bizarro Russ.
Yeah, because Russ will run down on you.
His music may be sentimental, but his hands are not.
Yeah. He's laying hands on everybody.
My hands are... that's bars. My hands aren't sentimental.
Russ is TD Jakes. He's like, who needs hands laid on him?
He's like, my hands will not
Is this real? Is this true? Is Russ handing folks the hands?
Yo, the footage is out.
Yeah, what? He kind of... I've seen some shit where he was popping off. Like, I was like... This brand is not his actions don't match his music. No, it was just like
pretty much if you're a Lil, like he's swinging on you. Like say something about my music.
Yeah, say something about.
He's running down on you.
I mean, honestly,
man.
I'm with him on that. I'm for the swing on any little nigga. Like,
yeah, we know you about that.
Just
he's like, say something about my music. Watch what happens.
Hey, for real.
He's gonna catch you at your festival.
They literally like all this big too, so it's kind of like
literally little nigga.
I mean, that's it. Like, yo,
They're gonna have you jumping on stage with a black eye.
You for real? Like Playboy.
But
what if
it
Playboy Cardi
works.
told you your music is you suck?
Yo, give him a wedgie.
You know what I mean?
Like, go run somewhere.
Nah, give him a swirly,
like
dog.
Uzi Vert come up to you and say, "Yo, your music ain't good."
Yo, Uzi fits in my back pocket.
You know what I mean?
In my wallet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I'm with Russ. I'm Team Russ.
Team Russ.
Swing on any little nigga.
You know, I actually want to hear that podcast though.
I
swear to God, it's gonna be so like ignorant.
So have the series already have they come out?
It launched today. So in episode 1, you might be able to find episode 1 out there.
Ooh, on
so
Spotify.
It's a Spotify exclusive.
On Spotify.
I think so. We'll peep.
Yes, infamous, the Tekashi 6ix9ine story. Spotify Studios.
Spotify Studios.
So the description is 6ix9ine rode a wave of controversy, gang violence, and beefs to the top of the rap world, and then it all came crashing down. Hold on.
Who wrote this?
Who wrote that description?
Description by Spotify Studios. Pete. So there is. All right. So
to me too.
It's like 6ix9ine rode a wave of controversy, gang violence, and beefs to the top of the rap world, and then it all came crashing down. So apparently, Angie Martinez narrates it. I don't think he says anything. They're just narrating the story.
They might even have interviews, undisclosed type
all
of.
right, I get what it kind of is. Like, it's almost like they're doing like, you ever hear like the Chris Lighty podcast? Where they were telling like the story about Chris Lighty.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be like kind of documentary / podcast.
Oh yeah, because that podcast was actually really good.
Yeah, it was.
Like I
enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did. It felt like literally like a movie.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Chris Lighty one. I forget off the top of my head.
Oh, let me look.
Hit me with that later. But no, to your point though, we definitely do. Let's get into some game topics real quick, because there is actually one good topic for music we didn't get to dive into yet.
By the way.
Mogul. There we go.
Mogul.
Yeah, the Chris Lighty story.
Now we'll talk.
Definitely worth listening to. I'd listen to.
For sure.
All right.
For sure.
But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while, but it is the gaming corner. Yo, it's your boy Zan over here. What it do, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get into some topics, as it's been a while and we're running a little low on time. So let's start with Sony. This happened a couple weeks ago, but they actually announced once again that they will not be attending E3 this year. They're actually going to be putting from what it looks like, their own event, or they're going to be preparing the launch for PS5. Because just in the recent news, them and the Xbox X just are like neck and neck and competing.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like old school. Like they're just literally like, once there'll be something will leak, or someone they'll say something about their specs or whatnot, and then the other, either Xbox or whoever speaks first, whoever goes second will just rebuttal, will be like, oh well, like we have that
this.
And more.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
like some you know what I'm saying.
That happened the last console launch where they were like, so everybody was gonna have I forget what the shit's called now off the top of my head, but basically everybody was DRM protection on their games.
Yeah.
So Microsoft announced it, and then they didn't get like very good response from that, and then Sony was like, well, fuck it, we just gonna, here's how you share your games, and they just passed the game from one to the other. But then that day one patch was to get rid of the DRM protection.
Right.
So that's all it is. It's just like, all right, well, who goes first? And then like, all right, we position ourselves better. Worst case, we'll patch the system day one.
Facts. So that's pretty much where they are right now, and it's really weird because it's just early. It's like January. Like we're just getting to the end of January, February.
Right. And it doesn't even like drop until what?
Holidays.
Well, you know what it is though. Like E3, like really is kind of like not really worth it anymore.
Yeah, because
the way
basically
that news spreads so much, like,
what's the point?
Yeah.
But also game conference, like the actual, not console makers, but like, well, that's actually an interesting angle, that console makers could actually become the people actually creating conferences, because then all of their properties will benefit from that, right? But like BlizzCon though, like the game makers are making conferences.
Yeah.
And that's actually more interesting when you think about it all. Like, because at least for me, because now I get to learn about the inner workings of how they're thinking about games.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
I meet all the gamers as well who play with me, which makes it more of a religious experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So like Sony's been doing that with PlayStation Experience, and like the funny thing is like, well, Microsoft has one too. I forget what they called it. But the funny thing about like Sony is like, it's not like you're really leaving E3. You're just down the street doing your own thing.
Yeah,
right.
Down the street.
Like people are leaving E3 and just walking a block down and going into thing. It's the same thing Nintendo did. Like Nintendo still considers the thing partially E3, even though they're not like on E3 schedule.
Well, what they're basically doing is like building up their experience, right? Or it's kind of like, you know, like game makers, like meaning like traditional board game makers, right? Or like toy developers. They do the same thing with New York Toy Fair. They'll go rent a building, to your point, right next door, just to hijack the traffic from the toy fair. They're not even going to be there at the actual event. They move their stuff to another space. So it's a completely controlled environment, and I don't have to deal with the logistics of the venue.
They have whole control over creativity and presentation and all that. And
but what I think what I think it does though over time though is it allows you to build your own. Like you're just building audience,
control the narrative,
and that's it. Yeah.
So you know, there's that. So you know, stay tuned for more of the console war to come. And speaking of which, too, just going off of that, we got slapped by some delays, mad delays, one after the other. I think first it started with FF7, the remake. That got delayed first.
Yeah, 420.
I mean, they've been delaying that game for a minute though.
Nah, it's
because it was supposed to come out last year.
No. It was supposed to come out in Feb.
They were. I mean, maybe I wasn't supposed to say that, but it was supposed to come out like last year.
That's ambitious.
With the insider information.
Fucking,
okay,
that's saying the lightly. I know the
low
key trailer.
And they were talking about it coming out the year before, but then it got pushed back.
Well, they announced it like what 2-3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, but that wasn't coming out 3 years ago. That could have came out last year. I can believe that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I can see them trying to make a holiday 2019 or something like that.
Yeah, I think to your point, one of the reasons why they may have pushed it back is because Kojima, I think Kojima.
Oh, you're not fucking with Death Stranding.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I think FF7 is huge, but like,
why would you compete with that when you can just wait?
Yeah, because Sony, like, because they're primarily going to be backed by Sony because of the history, and Sony's like, look, we can't have y'all both do this, man.
I know,
But then like Cyberpunk happened, right? So now Cyberpunk was supposed to release, I think, around the same time, if not the same day.
Yep, and then as a response, they delayed.
Right.
So people also think they realistically really delayed just to not compete with FF7's new date.
Right.
So as a result, Cyberpunk gets delayed.
Well, Cyberpunk got delayed because it's unrunnable. Like, it cannot run on console.
Really?
That's the real reason. Yeah, like people were saying like that it runs like shit on console. Like, you shouldn't need the top of the line like Xbox to run that shit.
Interesting.
So apparently, like, it doesn't run well on consoles. Period. Like, especially the Xbox.
Sounds like PC might take. Well, I don't actually know what their PC release date is gonna look like, but PC might take the dub for that.
I could be wrong, but that's like the information I've been receiving about it, where like it just doesn't run well at all. So they need the time to like make it run, because we can't run into another Anthem.
Nah, we can't. That will literally just cost so much money.
Yeah, Anthem was like, they can't run into another Anthem.
EA learned. I think EA learned a hard lesson after that. But no, real talk. Nobody wants an Anthem. Nobody. Yeah. Which brings the last game that gets delayed, which I'm kind of salty about. Last of Us 2 also got delayed. Actually, I'm not too pressed. Like,
I've never played that before. What's the plot of that game?
So it's like I Am Legend, but like
you're playing I Am Legend. But
basically.
But instead of a dog, you have a young girl with you. Am I wrong?
That's
I Am Legend.
That's a little interesting.
Nah, trust you.
It's a good game. The story's good and everything, but it's I Am Legend.
But you're a man with a young girl.
The young girl. That's not your daughter, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's a little weird.
No. Well, if you play it, you'll understand.
Basically, what
happens. No. Just the concept alone. If I told you, hey man, I'm a 40-year-old man, and I have a girl with me who's 16, who's not my own.
I mean, she wasn't even 16. She was like probably like what, 13, 14.
Exactly.
Given the circumstances, though, I mean, I don't know.
Exactly. What's the underlying circumstances? I'll be friends with a 40-year-old.
Because like those circumstances will bring the most unlikely combinations together. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in that situation, like you might be like, let's say I Am Legend busts out, like, you know what I mean, the start of it, and like niggas is dying outside of Mullenlow, and that one like snowflake dude that you like pisses you off because he has to snark comments. He's like, dude, Byron, I don't want to die. We need to work together. And now all of a sudden, you niggas are like Jack and Daxter trying to get through fucking Boston.
I know. All of a sudden, zoom out, third person controlling Byron, and then you got your man's the secondary. He just follows you, and then
suddenly it's
look at this
too.
man's stats. I'm like, this man's stats is trash at the beginning of the game. And then I'm like, I gotta find this dude some resources or some weapons real quick.
I'm saying like
that's those
circumstances bring some shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why they work. That's why he's just. I would play that, honestly. Byron.
Like if I'm a 40-year-old dude, like I'm not ready to die, and like a 13-year-old girl is like gonna help me live, I'm like, all right, well, like fuck it, we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's get to like a city of some survivors and figure this out.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to die.
But there's a whole lot of fuckery in there too. It's really good, but man, my man Joel in the beginning, he didn't care about shit. Also, you're also a 40-year-old man that lost his family. He had a daughter, lost her, along with a wife. So he doesn't care about shit. And then in that point in the game is like that shit, like the I Am Legend shit already happened for like a few years now. Like it's been some time.
Oh wow.
So it's been a little bit of time. So like
then he finds this 13-year-old girl who survived.
So somebody he cares about basically was like, please protect this person.
Somebody, he knows he's like, just legit take her to. It just starts with
take her to these people.
Take her to these people.
Yeah, and then it just kind of. He thinking like, I'm gonna go across the street.
Nah, he doesn't give a man. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you really about to put this girl? Like, he legit. So he's like a seasoned malice, like dude who does not care about shit. He's like callous,
cold-hearted killer. He's like, I don't care about none of these.
No, see this beard? Like, he had the beard. Like, I'm telling you,
they ain't bringing my wife back.
He didn't start with that beard when you saw him with his wife. He got that beard after he lost his wife and his daughter.
He's a clean-shaven man.
Got it.
He used to be a clean-shaven man. He just stopped.
Yeah, like when's The Last of Us supposed to be coming out?
Let me see. Because it was supposed to come out like.
I thought it was gonna be holiday.
Spring. It was supposed to come out like now. I think it's gonna be in holiday.
Yeah,
so it's probably gonna come out probably around the same time of Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead already came out.
I know, but I'm saying like.
Oh, you're talking about like that time of year, yeah. So Red Dead was like early fall, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I can see this game. To drop.
I feel you.
I hope
it can even it can pull off August.
Because I mean, if
it wanted to.
Yeah, because if FF7 is coming, like.
Yeah, but that's coming next month, so like, there's plenty of time between that.
Yeah, maybe if it's still coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
If it's still coming, you're not gonna delay it again. If they delay it again, Square Enix is gonna fall into the same trap.
Wait, no, because FF7 was supposed to come out March.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out
now
March.
It's coming out 4/20.
Word.
I'm just saying, it could be.
Damn, about to roll
Square
one.
Is smart. Damn, they about to have you rolling up and play Final Fantasy.
Roll that dedicated to Zach. What do you mean?
Yo, Zach never died. It's not canon. It's not real.
That day's about to be National Zach Day. Zach Fair Day.
Yo. Zach, team on my back fair.
You guys ridiculous.
Zach's
the greatest, man. It's all good, man.
Zach Fair. That's
so look, guys. Let's talk about Death Stranding.
No.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Stop. Just get up and leave. Just get up and leave. Just get up and leave. We got
some other topics tonight.
I know you can't not talk about this game just because you haven't.
You know,
beat
Atari's about to open hotels, bro.
I did see that.
Oh my god!
You know what's crazy? I am going to Phoenix.
Oh, so really,
and that's the first
we're doing this now.
Atari,
we're really doing this.
Yo,
now?
8 hotels, bro.
I mean, like we really.
They're about to have VR in that bitch.
No.
Wait,
we
VR?
really not.
I thought he was gonna have them old dusty ass Atari games like.
No. You think that people don't want to go to those hotels?
I thought it was gonna be like a retro
disrespectful
hotel
shit. Like you just gonna sidestep Death Stranding.
So Pete,
I thought it was gonna be like a retro hotel.
Okay.
The hotel's gonna look retro.
Hold on, give us a second.
I'm gonna say some real fucked up shit about this game in a second.
Grown folk are talking. All right.
Look, I'm just saying. I may interject with some real disrespectful shit in a second. Anyways,
Better get this.
Come on, Atari's open up hotels. Like that's not important to you?
no.
He's saying that. See what happens? He's just mad. He wouldn't say this if he wasn't mad. He wouldn't have said it if he wasn't mad.
Nobody wants.
So he doesn't care about nothing.
No.
So I'm like, Byron, you don't
finish?
care.
All right,
Who wears big ass fucking headsets?
That's not Atari.
But you're talking about VR in a hotel.
No, but they're gonna make. Well,
I know they're going to have VR in hotels.
Yeah, but they're trying to have it as a fully immersive. They're gonna come up with a way to make it fully immersive, so that when you go through the hotel, if you're going through rooms and stuff, like you're literally walking into like VR rooms. That's just like straight up. And actually, some VR headsets.
That sounds like some Black Mirror shit.
Getting smaller. Yeah, what do you mean? We live
The
in a
headsets
simulation
are
right now. What you mean, B?
They're not getting smaller.
This is a simulation, B. Check your stats.
This shit ain't getting smaller.
Damn.
Even though Half-Life Alex is gonna be
meta.
lit. Even though Half-Life Alex is probably gonna be lit.
My man.
Dog, that shit sold out of just like pre-orders for Valve's own VR headset. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm just saying. I don't really care about Atari hotels.
Nah, there are. It's a smart move because Atari hasn't done much. It's one of the first like companies to get like gaming consoles in the homes in the 70s, but they filed for bankruptcy ever since then.
And now you're gonna go build hotels. I don't know if that's smart.
The hotel is gonna be shaped like the Atari symbol. They're gonna open 8 of them. They're all, and then some of the big ones. There's gonna be range from $1 million to multi-million. Because in the big move.
What do you mean
esports,
million to multi-million?
Like some hotels, like like for the project, how much money's going in? Like because they're building 8. So like one in Arizona, they're gonna be one in Las Vegas.
So they're gonna be
San
more
Jose.
like bed and breakfasts.
They're gonna be. Yes, you can stay in them, but they wanna pitch it to like if you want to throw an event, like they plan to have rooms that have like hella consoles, hella projectors, hella screens. Some of them are gonna have esports centers for events. So you literally have the venue in the hotel.
That's smart.
Players coming in. Yeah, no, it's a smart move.
Sign me up. Let me invest a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I got like $250.
If you trying to lose some money.
$250 what? How $250 what?
$2.50.
No,
exactly. Where the decimal at?
my credit better, baby. Let's go. $250.
I know, right? He moved that decimal back.
Hey, you know,
one more space.
Nah, 2, because that'd have been $25.
Oh, $250. Damn, you're right. That's 2 decimal spaces. Damn, you said $250? Damn, you not giving him the 25?
Yeah.
Damn, you said $250.
Wild disrespectful.
Wild disrespect.
I'd have slid him if I were you, man. That's crazy.
I don't know. He said that was you, bro. I mean, you want me to slam? I would slam for you.
Like that. He's ready.
So, did y'all know what the baby is used for? And
I did because I told you.
I'm actually now I know. I was gonna talk about it.
Why you want to let me? Yo, why?
I told you the whole thing.
I know you did, and that's why I'm like ready to talk about it because people need to know about what they about to get into.
Yeah, but like,
game.
so
I know,
I'm progressing.
Look, you know what it's like. Others want to know.
I want to know what it's like on my own time.
You guys suck. All right, what we got?
All right, look, you got one more episode. This is the episode. This is the last episode. We are not going to talk about this game.
Bet. One more.
The last. You come in next episode talking about I ain't play it. I don't care.
I'll just cap you both. Like I'll just make
it
sound like that's
dog. This is one of the most popular games in the fucking world,
right
and
now.
We can't talk about it because you haven't fucking played the game.
I played
it. That's not
I'm
cool.
taking a scenic
that's not
route.
cool for people.
I'm literally walking.
I took the scenic route.
I'm walking.
I took the scenic route.
Figuratively,
I still beat it.
Nah.
And literally, I'm walking. I'm taking the scenic route, walking through the game.
You got to make some sacrifices and play this fucking game.
Listen, B.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
just beat the shit.
Listen here,
so
Skip.
we can go ahead and go.
Listen here, Skip. All right.
We need a Death Stranding deep dive, and you're slowing us down.
You are.
All right, both of y'all.
Really,
both of y'all need to go back to your quarters, oil up your beers, and then get ready for round 3.
All I'm saying,
all right, because these fans paid good money.
Bruh.
Y'all think I'm playing?
You gotta get out of here.
Y'all need to go back to your quarters.
Like Lou got a smidgen of a beard over here.
You can talk about me, V. Flash that hat off your head, blind this whole room with the rays that will reflect off.
Yeah, Mister, take me 3 months to beat a 20-hour game, head ass. I'm doing side missions now.
I gotta walk in real life. All right, you think I got time to sit down to walk? I gotta walk in real life to do shit too.
Yo, you get vehicles
me, like,
at a certain point.
I got time to.
Yo,
I got the vehicles.
You don't.
Some shits be some shits be far. No, some of them roads still needs to be upkept. And I'm like, how many resources I have to go collect for these niggas?
You put them in a truck, call it a day.
I put it in
Yo,
the
the whips have hydraulics and stuff too. Like you be jumping stuff. Like
I try to jump the car. The car's
on,
like,
dude.
you can't build a generator yet. And I'm like, well, fuck y'all. So I got on my bike. I was like, I guess I'm gonna leave all this shit. And I went back to the base. Got back on the road that I helped build. All right, got me a couple likes. You feel me?
Fam, I turn on that game and get like 10K likes every day.
I'm gonna turn
I built America, B.
But,
where were you?
I'm chilling, B, but they still know about me. They're like, Zan passed through here. Yeah, he dropped these pack of medals. These some Cairo, these.
But nobody look.
They know about me, B. I see the likes. They're like,
really? Do you really?
Nah, they do. Trust.
Okay,
they really do, dog.
So what?
I'm getting IG model number likes every time I boot up the game. I'm telling you, I built America. I bridged America.
Bro, send me your Sam selfie pics and then we'll talk. Cause
I put America on my back.
I'll peep. All right. I'll slide in your DMs real quick and then we'll talk then. And Death Stranding, because I actually can. But let's round out because you do got a little just a few more topics while we still have some time.
Yes.
So, Byron,
what's up?
So Byron, you tell me, dog. So let me tell you this: you go to a tournament. It's a really big tournament. Yep. Evo. And this is Evo Japan. You already know about Evo in America. That's like known as a big tournament. Yep. Now you're in Evo Japan, bro. Smash Ultimate, the biggest Smash game right now in terms of numbers to date, to this very date. And that game actually turned 21. What did it turn? It turned
what, Smash?
Yeah, Smash in total. 21. It turned 21 recently. So 21. So it's like you're riding the high life of this game. You go to this tournament, bro. You win first place. You win the whole thing, stacked as hell. Yeah. Everybody else getting handed a check. What are you getting handed? A golden Pro controller, sponsored by Nintendo. But Nintendo's like, no. Like, we like to sponsor our events in a different way than other companies do. Meaning, we don't want to hand you money, but we'll hand you this controller that's just gold, which I'm like, wasn't that the GoldenEye Pro controller? I swear it was.
Well, question for you. Was the controller solid gold?
No.
Hell no.
What the no.
Because if the controller was actually solid gold,
I'll take that over a check.
I'd take that over the check any day.
Any day of the week. Yo,
so you
tournament,
sure?
I'm pulling up with the strap and
was it gold
controller.
Plated?
It was solid plastic sprayed gold.
Sprayed on gold.
Plastic.
Yes.
Solid plastic.
Tindu.
Sturdy. Some sturdy plastic.
So I would have
spray painted gold.
If that was me, I would have got the controller.
Word. It was given to you by Sakurai, the director of the game.
And then
Smash.
I would say, thank you. I give it back.
You give it back?
Yeah, you give it back.
It's nice. The nice subtle right there for the cameras. Be like, I'm good.
Nah.
Thanks. Thanks, but I'm good.
You know what
the
I mean?
firm
It's
thanks.
like,
put the hand up. You gotta put the hand up, like, but I'm good.
It's just kind of like,
ooh.
No, you just receive it like a gift.
Nah, think about how many niggas you had to beat.
No.
Think about how many people you had to beat.
You had to watch, and you see other games. No, I'm telling you, this is Evo though. Like people are getting handed
people in Street
checks.
Fighter getting a bag.
They're getting bags. In Japan, they don't get bags like that. This is the one time people are coming through because they know they could get a bag. And you
wash
golden control.
You wash anywhere from like 20 to 40 people, and then you have to wash the person you put in the losers bracket again, just to win grand finals. All that time, energy to get a controller.
You could have.
The controller don't do nothing different than the regular black controller.
Maybe that controller controls.
That controller is gonna go for $60 online when you sell it on eBay.
$10 at GameStop for credit.
Maybe
you're getting $15 store credit, if that. They're like, I can give you $10 cash, big dog. That's
but 15 store credit. That's legit. That's the numbers. No bull.
But maybe it does.
I used to work there. I know.
Yeah, so that's the ratio.
And they gonna flip that for 60.
Then they're gonna literally take it from you, put it in a bag, put on the shelf, put a new tag for $59.99. Now you tell me, bro. Now you tell me. Tell me how you really feel, dog. I need to know.
But maybe there was something inside the controller. Maybe there was a hidden gift.
Yo, the man ain't ask him what character he wanted.
What character he liked?
Yo,
But maybe it
he didn't
comes
get
with
to
all
ask
of
him
that
why
later.
the last DLC character is from Fire Emblem.
For another-
But
Nah.
but maybe all of that comes with it. Like maybe all we saw was the handoff, but like behind the scenes, you get some crazy access.
Nah, listen here, Skip.
Nah.
Here's Nintendo, right? For being so family friendly, a family company, family oriented, they're straight up stingy. I'll say stingy because how much money Smash Ultimate has made them, and the scene, the community, the competitive community itself, who pretty much brought Smash to the spotlight by starting from their grassroots and having their own tournaments and getting people into the game, even showing the competitive aspect of a game, that made the game grew and popular to what it is today. Because, or else to that, it would have just been seen as a Mario Party or whatever, play in the crib.
So my question to you then is, does this mean that people will no longer participate in the tournament?
No.
They're just probably not going to participate in Nintendo
sponsor tournaments.
Okay.
Well, people will, but like prominent names probably won't, because like I'm not busting like hundreds of niggas' asses for a controller.
And still
Like,
paying
that's
money
GameStop.
to
Like,
enter the tournament, by the way.
That's something that I expect to get at like a mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, I know you already have the game, and like we can't really give you money, but like here's a controller, dude. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason why I should be at Evo Japan, the biggest fighting game tournament in Japan, and get a controller.
Going through the stats.
I mean, but maybe
brackets.
that means more than money.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. Look, there are certain things we don't know about other cultures. That's all I'm saying.
I know Nintendo won a court case recently for $450K off of basically a go-kart company in Japan who was called Maritime or Marikart, and they were pretty much like not like replicating directly, but pretty much insinuating Mario Kart characters in Mario Kart. And Nintendo came with the quickness, with the quickness, all right, with their lawyer team, and said, "Nah, come off of those characters. Don't even play that."
Yeah.
And legit just took a rack out.
So
and you're telling me they don't want to give their players money because they say they want to promote family values? Nah, they're just cheap, bro.
Yeah, let me put it in perspective.
Dude,
for you,
I'm
right?
not.
So
I love Nintendo, but
Nintendo right now, this past year, has made $1 billion off of mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can afford to put like 10,000 in a pot bonus.
even
Maybe.
just 10,000,
Maybe.
even at 5,
But
like
maybe.
something, right?
You don't know those companies'
No.
financials?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you do.
$1 billion.
You can check.
Look,
From
nah,
mobile
man, I
games.
don't think Nintendo's a publicly traded company. That's
It
why.
is. No, I checked their stock, bro. I checked. You can buy Nintendo.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
buy
you buy
Nintendo.
You can buy Nintendo,
Yeah.
dude. And
Okay.
it's on the rise.
So that's interesting. I
Almost
mean,
bought it.
maybe they were floating this. Maybe they don't. Maybe they invested a ton in the business, and now that $1 billion in profit, the margins are thin. So the sponsorship was actually
Nah, they stingy.
more.
B.
Okay.
They stingy.
No,
I'm just trying to figure out why.
Nah, because
why the conference itself would only say that you only give a controller to the first place person.
well, the other thing too is
I'm
that
a little lost on that one.
Nintendo.
It's not.
it's
Well,
not-
I'll get. my
Japan also has like a pro gaming license. Apparently, we talked about this like
Yeah, they did.
mad long ago. But yeah, like so, you have to have that pro gaming license also in order to receive money for a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that plays a part in it, but I also think that shit's dumb. Where it's just like, all right, well, if all the conditions are met where this person can receive money, then like, give my man some money for beating all these people.
Oh, well,
And then
maybe
there's
that's
like
what it was
taxes,
then.
and
Maybe
there's like
that's
heavy
why he
taxes
got
also
it,
involved in that license and other things like that too. Yeah, it's kind of.
Well, maybe that's why he got the controller, because he just doesn't have the license.
Oh, well. So what happens is, right. So think of it this way: if Nintendo was not in the picture, if Nintendo didn't sponsor this event, it would have just been like any other tournament grassroots event. It would have just done normal pot entry. You know, take it like top 8 for Evo. Yes, top 8 gets payout. So they would just divide with the money they had by, starting from the top. What do they get? Is it 70? And then they break it down.
I think it's like 70, 20,
But
10.
usually sponsorships change things, always, in any environment, because now the company who puts up the money, especially if it's enough money, has the leverage.
Yeah, but when Nintendo comes
and it comes with strings.
when other companies do, but when Nintendo comes into the mix for their game, because they sponsor it, all possibilities of getting a cash prize goes out the window.
Yeah,
It's not their first time.
Well,
They've done
if
this.
you're
they
a
were doing
play-
that with Splatoon and stuff like that.
But
too.
if you're a player, and you guys knew this. So if you're a player, I'm sure, and you're in that deep, then you know that.
Yeah, then I know not to go to a Nintendo sponsored tournament.
As the player,
so as the player who won, he knew this. I know he knew this. So, what if he's just an incredible narcissist and his dad is a billionaire?
All right, we're gonna play in the game of theory. Everybody wins.
You know, what I mean? I'm just saying.
It's built. I would say.
I'm just saying. I'm just making assumptions for why.
I would say. So, I would say that's not out of the realm of possibility, but more likely than not, I would say that. No, I would say more like in the realm of possibility.
Man, I should have been heated.
Yeah, I would have been heated.
I do not care. I'm not beating all them people to get a controller that I could buy myself and spray paint myself.
You know it would be.
I don't care how much. I don't care how narcissistic I am. I don't care how much funding my freaking father has. If I'm busting hundreds of people's asses to get to the top of a bracket and win, and then Sakurai brings his dusty ass to give me this controller, it's probably not even signed. It's just gold. Like, you didn't even take the time to autograph the damn thing to make it value. Like,
that shit was dropped, by the way. After it was handed, Sakurai handed it to the dude. Handed it to the player Shutone who won the Olimar, Japanese Olimar player. He handed it to him, and then he showed it. He took a picture with it, and then I guess like a staff member was gonna just take it for him so he could finish off the ceremony. And then like homie like dropped it, or like pretty much almost dropped it. They're like, oh, they're like
instantly lost
literally
value.
Like you see it live while they're the ceremony.
Instantly lost value.
Instantly
you
lost
can't even
value.
lie about it either because it's documented. Somebody gonna pull up the thing and is like, nah,
I'm not
paying
$200
for this.
No, I watched that get dropped. I'm sorry, sir. We can't. The best we can do is give you $5 store credit.
Yeah, especially if CEX was still a thing. Because CEX
now it has like you have to do the damage. Nah, bro, I peeped. I was watching.
Yeah, CEX.
50K people on Twitch were streaming those grand finals, bro.
Yeah, CEX would have been like, yo, like we saw it drop, so like we can recycle this for you, but we can't give you money.
We can't give you.
And then it turned around and flipped it for 60.
And it still flip it, refurbished. Now they refurbished it, flip it. No, it can't be 60. It'll be like 55, 55, 50.
All right, look, guys.
Moral of the story: I don't think Nintendo should sponsor their tournaments if they feel that way. They should just leave it back to the grassroots and let people go for pop bonuses. And that's what I just felt. I was like, what's the point, Nintendo? Yeah. You're just gonna run your whack ads of games nobody wants to play because that's what they do. They try to force down games people nobody buys to bump up their sales. And then that's all I saw. It's literally repetition of the same ad.
Okay.
And
well, Zay, we now have 2 minutes.
Yeah. Fucking
with
10.
that in mind, any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
I'll let you guys go first. I'm good.
First episode of Floor Seats. I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is dope.
Desire.
More to come. Desire on top of even more desire.
Girth.
All right, cool.
Your words. You said it.
You guys are weird.
I said,
Anyways.
I can interpret many
closing words.
Dope episode. To many more to come.
Yeah. Yo. I think it's really, really important, man, to be conscious of what you're doing in the moment and do the things that you're passionate about more. Because at the end of the day, life is short, as we've learned from recent deaths. But above all things, the things that you're passionate about will help you live a healthier life mentally, spiritually, also allow you to feel more fulfilled. And I think above all things, I can say that I'm thankful for the opportunities to do that. And I'm glad that I can say that now. I can, smell my flowers while I have them. So man, I just, I guess if I leave anybody with anything, man, like, this is one of those things where it's like, man, do more of the things you're passionate about and be present in that, because that's real wealth. That's real fortune.
Word. My man said 2 minutes left and took 3. Kobe.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, just live life, man. That's it.
Yep.
Enjoy life. Make the most of it while you're here. Gang.
Enjoy with the people that matter most.
Yeah.
Gang.
Yeah, so for people listening / watching, we're about to make like a leaf and get the fuck out of here.
The fuck out of here.
But you can enjoy what's next after this.
A leaf though?
Yeah.
That was the best you could come up with?
That's how it goes. I mean, what you want them to like
make up a
make like a leaf and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Yeah, whatever you know.
Make like a leaf.
Oh, make like a tree and get the fuck out of here. You know, like make like a tree.
Make like a tree and leave. There we go.
Yeah, I was
you got that. You got that, big dog.
You know what I meant though.
No, I didn't.
No, you're right, big dog. You got that, big dog.
About to make like a banana and dip
and split. You
intentionally
split.
Yo, you just don't
That's
this
the
man
point
off.
of it. You understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or
no, it's gonna set him off though.
You roll
out
like
blood
an
pressure.
orange
Better
and
relax.
peel.
Technically, oranges do peel.
That's
so
what
right.
I'm saying.
You peel an orange.
That's the key. You peel.
What do? You just take a bite out of it? The fuck?
I said you peel an orange. All right. Never mind.
All
right. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys later, and we got something special at the end. So
yes, sir.
Peace.
Stay tuned.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks, John Beatty, for showing up.